Okay. Timestamp January 12th, 2026. Still signing 2025 on all my video checks. 4:05 a.m. Yeah, exactly. Been up a little under an hour. Note to self, do not watch sad videos when you're having sinus issues. Alright, so I like dogs. I like cats, I like everybody. And there are a couple of like adoption channels that I watch. Not looking to bring in any more. We're good if you combine households, i.e., the fact that we've got half of our staff at George Station and the other half at Leonardo Station. We have 7 cats, 3 dogs. We're good. But there are a couple of like dog adoption YouTuber channels, whatnot, that I watch, and this one of the seemed like a really nice dog, Chicho, and during a check on him, they're trying to find him a home and all that. They pretty much got him lined up with a foster. Finally, he'd been there for a while. They discovered a tumor between his C4 and C5, and they had to put him down. He was a sweet dog. So, yes, grown man. I wake up, my sinuses are kind of raw. I got a message, but the whole, hey, this video just launched. And I watched it, and it was one of the nurses, volunteers, whatnot, telling, viewers what happened. I was just, man. On the just and the unjust, right? So this is after one coat. I'm going to do a second coat. I got some stuff where it got like stuck on stuff because I didn't set it right. And you can see what the original color was. That actually looks more like the vinyl or what have you that a bench seat might have, like a booth seat. I'm going to do a second coat just to see if I can cover those imperfections and maybe get a little less of the, it's not really a marbleization, but I don't want it to have too much variation, maybe. I'm not even sure what word to use there. I was checking on my it's really annoying. Got a little bit of that, like, almost carnation pink, like, stuck on the front here. I must have put one of the other pieces up against this, and it was still drying. Not bad. Oops. I didn't mean to do that. Sort of cocked the whole thing up, didn't I? But, yeah, I was making coffee, or coffee. Made some of the Cameron Sea Salt Caramel, which is a delightful coffee. And bag's starting to get low, or low by my standards, So I went to check on the availability, not necessarily order any yet, because I'm, not out. And the regular, the actual store, whatnot, didn't have any. And it's a whole bunch of third-party vendors that are selling them for, the low, low price of $28 a bag with $14 shipping. Which, this guy will not be partaking of. So, I can wait. Just keep an eye on it. Checked in on my phone game addiction, which is Disney Magic Kingdoms. It's kind of roller coaster tycoonish, but with a Disney park. I wish it were just a park building thing, honestly. You've got characters that you can have running around doing stuff, and it's not a bad thing. It's a, what do they call it, a freemium game, where you can play it for free, but to get the good stuff, you really got to spend a little bit of money here and there. And I do probably spend about $20 every 3 months. They do a Kingdom Pass thing that opens up a lot of goodies every 3 months. It's like $20. If you're amusing me on a level where I'm enjoying your game, I'll do that. They sometimes make it very hard to get characters and/or attractions. They'll run tournaments and things, and it'll be really hard to do that. Or you can buy it for $10 or $30 or whatever. I don't usually partake in that, because some of the pricing on that's like extortion. But there is a way that you can get bonus items in the game by watching ads. I know that's not a new principle. Some of you guys do that probably all the time. So I've just checked Amazon to check on one of my normal... I buy the Cameron's coffee off the interwebs probably once every 3 to 6 months, depending on if Alex has gone, book wild on it, because that is one of his favorite coffees. So I always try and make sure. There's a bag at George right now too. I'm not sure what his status is. I got that for him probably about a month or two ago. He's probably still okay, because they're the huge 32-ounce bags. So I've done all this, and I'm starting to do some of my... I actually stopped my Disney Magic Kingdoms game a little earlier just to walk away from it, because I'm shaking my head. So I'm running a couple of ads to get some bronze chests and stuff. Even if you don't play, you get it. You get goodies in there, And 3 ads in a row are basic Amazon coffee ads. So there's a movie that I love. This rabbit trail is going to make sense. I should watch it again. I haven't watched it in a while. Called Minority Report. Not a Tom Cruise fan, but I found that a lot of the movies that I absolutely love, he happens to be in. He's got good taste in scripts, I guess. You know what I mean? A Few Good Men. There's a few movies that are on my I will watch this, a couple times a year list, and damn if he isn't in it. Rock of Ages, Rock of Ages. I mean, it's like, this guy keeps showing up. Last Samurai. But he picks good scripts, and they wind up being favorite films of mine, even though I'm not necessarily a fan of his. I think he's a great actor. He seems a bit odd as well, but that's not necessarily a bad thing in my book. I myself am strange and unusual. So. But there's a scene in Minority Report, very cyberpunkish, kind of deep state, the government is watching you, surveillance. Nothing that anyone can relate with in this current time. Except maybe, you know, you can. I'm going to put this in my cabinet real quick. There will be some variation on it. It'll get more variated as it dries. It'll still have some texturing going on, which is cool. So that's what I want. I don't want it to necessarily be solid color. The Chihuahua. Just, he's actually really good about getting out of the way when people are walking through. You don't have to say fee fi fo fum or anything. He actually will scamper to the side. Just about everybody else in here just looks at you like, what, you walking? Is that what's going on here? You're walking? Maybe I don't like that. Maybe I'm going to just stay here. Everybody, move! So, scene in Minority Report. Tom Cruise's character has basically taken some, because they're trying to be stealthy, he got some eye implants. Basically, he got someone else's eyes so that the surveillance state won't, you know, scan him and go, oh, you're the guy we're looking for. And it's an Asian name. It's like, you know, Yakamura or something like that. Very, like, Islander Japanese. He's walking into a store, and he immediately gets scanned, and it's almost like a throwaway line. In the background, you hear a computer voice basically say, Mr. Yakamura, did you enjoy the jeans that you purchased? You know, that kind of thing. Basically, the boutique is trying to, you know, be like a virtual sales clerk. And that's what popped into my head. I don't remember the line exactly, you know, don't judge. But that's what popped into my head when the coffee commercials, just 3 in a row. 3 in a row. You know, I'm doing my morning, you know, my dailies, and I'm like, okay, let me get a silver chest, watch an ad. Coffee commercial, okay. First bronze chest. Coffee commercial. Second bronze chest. Coffee commercial. I was like, really? I'm going to walk away from this for a minute. I want you to keep watching, and if you want to start a conversation with me, it's fine. Feel free to like the video. But to the surveillance state at large, whatnot, stop watching me. Stop it. Okay, and I've seen this happen before, and this... Oh no, girl, this is worse. Right? I'd snap, but I'm busy painting. Looking for stuff from my parents. This is, you know, a year ago. Man. So I'm looking for stuff from my parents because, you know, 80s, cognitive decline, physical decline. And I'm doing, trying to help them with their lives and trying to keep my life going and not go insane. Playing my game. Doing the ad chests and stuff like that. Chest you get by watching advertisement, ad chest. For those of you who don't game, this happened because of searches that I did. This happened for about 3 days straight. It could not clear its throat enough to get the algorithm unstuck. I was getting nothing but advertisements for adult diapers. Huh. Those little gnats. Now, I don't typically play my game in public unless I'm like in a waiting room or something at like a doctor's office, and for that I'm thankful. But even in the privacy of my own brain, you know what? And if you need them, let's. I, however, do not need them, and I cannot be more thankful and appreciative of the fact that I was not in public when those ads started scrolling across my phone, just because, really? So again, stop watching me, man. You're creeping me out. Remembering a time I was using a urinal at Walmart. It's going to be quite a segue, right? This is like pre-Rocky. Now, one of the things when I'm preparing for a show, especially if it's a musical, I'll still do this with dialogue and whatnot, but if it's a musical, I will usually try and get the track or what have you, the music without lyrics, and I will set it up as like a MP3 playlist or something on my phone, and I go full immerse. I will listen to my music, i.e. songs that I'm involved in, anywhere from 3 to 100 times a day, to where I know exactly where the music goes, when it goes there. If no one's looking, I'll actually go through the lyrics myself. I'll sing, all that kind of stuff. I do that. I've been known to sing. So I am using a urinal at Walmart because I feel the need to excrete. That's why one does that, right? And got my earbuds in, phone in my pocket, Guy comes in, parks it next to me, We are, in fact, taking care of business, because we have to do that every day. It's a thing, because I don't have adult undergarments. So, I'm doing what one does, and one of my earbuds pops out, and I've got the kind of earbuds typically that when they're in my ears you can't really hear what it is I'm playing. I know there are some out there that even if you're wearing them, everyone around you knows what you're listening to. these are pretty good. They actually, the sound goes in the ear, kind of like the cow goes moo. You know, the sound goes in the ear and normally doesn't bother everyone else around me, which I prefer because despite what I'm doing right now, I'm actually, you know, private-ish. This is just my therapy session. So, Sweet Transvestite, bear in mind it's the music. It's not, you know, Tim Curry vocalization or anything like that. Just the music for Sweet Transvestite, which one might say is iconic and well known and such. And apparently, based on the reaction, there was some notoriety to the gentleman next door. Probably about midway through the song, earbud pops out of my ear, was dangling on my chest. I usually feed it through my shirt so that they can't go too far, you know. The cord for the earbuds. Now, as a rule, you don't typically watch the guy next to you, just because, I mean, unless you're a politician looking for a pickup, and then, you know, absolutely inspect. So, yeah, not watching what he's doing, and my hands are occupied, so I can't exactly reinsert the earbud. My peripheral vision is really good, and let me just say, it has been a long time since I've seen a person wrap up said activity quite so quickly and or awkwardly. Yeah. If I had to venture a guess, and I don't have to, but I like to, I would guesstimate that he knew the song. He was at least he at least had what one might call a working familiarity with the song in question. And I could kind of, again, peripheral, because I'm not staring at the guy, giggling on the inside, so staring at him would really break all of that. Thank God for improv. But, yeah, no, I hear, you know, a measure of the song go by, because I've still got one earbud in, and, you know, I can hear it doing the pendulum thing on my chest. I know where we are in the song. Not singing along, not even humming. Yeah, I saw him. That right there. I see him kind of there's this moment where he like began to tense up and then completely tensed up. Probably about a measure in, his ears to his brain doing the math of, oh my God. Yeah. Yeah, good times. Very awkward, quick. Let me zip up and get the hell out of here, you know. Do you like the song? Certainly not. How about you? Just a funny, awkward moment that sticks in my brain. How can it not, right? Haven't had to hold my laughter like that for quite a while. Told Pix about it. She about busted a gut, and then she got worried that maybe he and some of his friends would be waiting for me in the parking lot. Not to like proposition, but like to, do their own version of conversion therapy or something. Because Florida. Hi, fellas. I was just talking about this earlier. Turn around, I got Janus and Acorn like right behind me. Easy fella. Hi, Acorn. Good times. Yeah, the Halo blue, really good. That's just about exactly the color I was hoping to do as like a base color for the lounge. It's got a good deep richness to it. Very blue on the darker side of blue, but not. Sometimes you get like navy blues and stuff like that, and it's so dark blue that you have that, is that black? Moment. This has a nice, rich, royal blue going on, which that's not a shade that I would have guessed by name that'll work. Honestly, not even familiar with it. Which, shame on me, I, kind of pride myself on being pretty hip on language, but... Oh. Okay, Janus, stop rubbing my leg, man. He's like doing the, oh, I love you. It's like... Stop it. Yes, I like you. Stop. Stop. That's good stuff. The man, the bunny. Yeah, I am going to be doing a shower here in a few minutes because, oh yeah, it's been a couple days. It's good. We should do that. Working around here, it's like not going out trying to impress anybody. I'm not going to the urinal trying to pick up men. Okay, so there's a scene in the original RoboCop. I think it's Michael Ferrer, and another guy talking in the bathroom. And, Michael's trying to be all badass. I'm a cool young executive, yeah. Watch out for me, I'm coming to get you. And the big guy, is it Dick Jones, I think? He's like the big executive, is using the restroom at the same time, but they don't realize it. And there's another guy in the bathroom who knows that Dick Jones is in the bathroom while these two guys are like, acting, and he like does the like premature zipping up, and he has this wet patch on the front of his trousers because he wasn't done, but he just wants to get out of the bathroom because he knows what's about to happen. Because they're talking smack, and the guy they're talking smack about is behind door number 2. Um, that was that scene was kind of playing out. I had Rocky Horror playing on one screen, and then on the other screen at the drive-in, RoboCop. Because as I'm watching this guy kind of like, there's that moment of realization, and then we're done. Okay, leaving. I was really expecting to see that dude in the Walmart with like giant wet patch on the front. And it's funny, that was 10 years ago now. I couldn't pick him out of a lineup. I didn't get a good look at his face because I wasn't, you're doing your thing, I'm doing my thing. Kinda, part of me also wonders if 10 years, later, if he's telling this story to his people. Dude, I was using the urinal at Walmart like a real man. And so this like total queen like rolls up next to me, and he starts playing music, and it's like Queen music, it's like like I Will Survive or YMCA or one of those kind of songs. Well, not YMCA, that one's cool now, but you know what I mean, right? That whole world from a different point of view, YMCA's cool now, man. Yeah, I'm gonna go eat a cow and smash a beer can on my forehead. This toxic alpha thing that I see in the news feeds and whatnot, it's just like, God. You can actually be a real man and not act like an asshole. Did you know that? Did you know that? No? Okay. I grew up watching Harrison Ford and Kurt Russell. You can be tough and still have a heart. It can happen. Mind-blowing. The awkwardness that I got to enjoy out of my peripheral vision was just phenomenal. Raw, unscripted, insecure male freakiness that was just wow. And I know the difference. He wasn't just done and leaving. It was a, oh my God, I'm done, I'm leaving. I can usually read the crowd, know the room, all that stuff. Exactly. Dick Jones is behind that door. I think it was the character played by Ronnie Cox, who is, Ronnie Cox, Dick Jones. I think he was in Total Recall, too. Really, really good at playing the, like, corporate, P-Rick. Really good at it. This Just one of those smug, punchable faces. Condescending, all that. Part of me wants to feel bad for that guy, and the other part of me is like, no. No. Nah. All kinds of places my brain goes with that situation. Janus is just sitting down here, like, looking up at me like, you are so cool, I love you so much. Got some phone calls to make today, post office run, because I got 5, count them, 5 packages to send out. It was a good weekend. Yeah, that's right. I'm going to continue working on my lounge. I'm only working on 2 of the lounge seats right now. There's going to be 3, but I want to be able to, once, like, one of those is, like, done. I did get the, I haven't started using them yet because I'm not there yet, but I did get my top coats, my 2-pack of top coats yesterday. Got 2 cases of banker boxes, too, because we're going through them around here trying to clear the debris. There's so many bricks here. Oh, my brain just went away. Oh, yeah. Because I want to be able to do, like, to show you guys a side-by-side of this is what it looked like originally, this is what it looks like finished. And then I'll work on the third one. Because I've got space for the 3 right-sided ones over there as far as the way I'm setting up in my head. Yeah. And I'm wishing, and we're in January, just wishing that we were closer to October, because I'd seek out a 3rd skeleton statue, which, if you haven't been watching any of my videos, you're probably like, where the hell did we just go? But I'm using the right side booth for my lounge in my dual house, and I'm going to be putting skeleton statues to the side of each table as, like, decorative art for the lounge. And I have 2, but I do not have 3. At least I don't think I do. No, I don't have a 3rd one. Basically, the past 2 years I picked out, like, 1 from each set that came out that amused me. I don't have a 3rd one. Yeah, maybe with the entrance it won't be a big deal. Just thinking if I put, like, an entrance wall there with a table next to it and then the booth, because that's in the entrance area, it would negate the space to have a statue. The practical layout of the set would negate what would look like something missing from a symmetry standpoint. I think I just figured out my own problem there. Yeah, I know I got it. I'm okay with 2. Never mind. See? You helped me talk these things out. I appreciate that. It'll make sense when it's done. I see it. I got this. Health check. Congested. Watching sad videos when I first get up, which caused my nose to begin sprinting around the block. It wasn't just running. It was attempting to sprint ahead of the lava stream or what have you. Doctor Who, because I actually get people every now and then, they're like, you didn't mention you Doctor Who. I went to bed, Horns of Nimon was on, Tom Baker, Romana 2. and woke up with Tom Baker, Romana 2. It's the one where the Daleks are going head to head with the Movellans and they're stuck in a logic trap. It's not Bar Mitzvah of the Daleks. I think it's Destiny of the Daleks. Easter Sunday of the Daleks? No, I think it's Destiny of the Daleks. I make that joke because every Dalek episode. I mean, there have been other ones, like there was one. Was it Matt Smith that was just called Dalek? Or no, that might have been Chris Eccleston, actually. Title of it's just Dalek. It always seems like the episodes are of the Daleks. There's like Resurrection of the Daleks, Revelations of the Daleks, Destiny of the Daleks, Death to the Daleks, Genesis of the Daleks. Great episode, by the way. So yeah, it's just like of the Daleks. Got to figure out. It's like Mad Libs. How about Brisk of the Daleks? Have we used that one yet? No. Let's somebody write that down. Brisk of the Daleks. All right. Potluck of the Daleks. We haven't done that one yet either. It's like a picnic thing. We could do that. Yeah. The writer's room, you know. I'm well aware that my brain is a scary place to be. You don't have to tell me that. I know. But yeah, a whole bunch of little chores today. Phone calls since we're going into Monday. January of 2026. What? I still don't need adult diapers. We have them here, actually. Leftovers, you know. Not used. Weird. Couple cases. Probably wind up selling them at the garage sale eventually. Because the person I got them for is dead. True story. Just keeping it real. Hi, Jane. How you doing? He's so cute. He's just staring at me. You're gonna be okay, pal. Punch X in the face when he keeps picking on you like that. Just give him hell. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off here. Did a little painting this morning, which is good. Same one brick philosophy, a little bit, and eventually those first two are going to be done. I'll show you the side by side, and then I'll start on number 3. I am going to do 3 lefts in the same format. Not using them, but I mentioned this last video or video before. I want to make sure and paint them also, in case down the road I decide to use them in an actual like diner situation, you know, making them actually uniform so that the paint fade is the same. Just seems smart to me. Go ahead and do it now while I got it. I got them out and figured out and all that. And I'm most likely going to write down the paint names. The base of them is hollow, so I'll probably write it down like on a 3x5 or something like that, and like tuck that inside the base. That way if I ever look back on it and go, you know, I want to do that paint scheme again, but I can't remember what colors I used, I'll have it with the item. I don't know if it's a great answer, but I think it's a good one. But anyway, let's go ahead and sign off here. You know the drill. Hug your parents. Hug your kids. Do your 1 brick. 2 if you can make it work. But always make it a great day.